Hello, I'm Mirella Rich and welcome back to NATChat. We're with John Green, who is a medical doctor, and we're going to be talking about plant-based diet and also fitness. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here, Mirella.
Now we'll talk a little bit about fitness. Say, for example, someone is watching and they want to just get started with exercise. They haven't actually exercised for quite a lot of years. They're out of shape. They've put on weight, but they've seen the first part of the program and they've got the idea of the good diet. Now they're wondering about how to do some sort of exercise. How would they start out?
I think probably get a health checkup. Get your blood pressure checked, get your blood sugar tested, get your cholesterol tested. So you've got the general parameters mapped out. And depending on your age, maybe talk to your doctor about the general strategy. It's always good to go and talk to your doctor about it at this stage, so that you get a kind of the big picture. And then if the doctor says, okay, well, you're good to go, get into it, well then if you're a beginner, I sort of recommend the first thing is to set yourself a goal for 6 months.
Right.
Okay. And the aim being to try to reach the point in 6 months' time where you are at the stage where you're doing about the equivalent of an hour a day, consistently, an hour a day. So then after of exercise, an exercise that you kind of feel connected with, whether it's walking or a combination of things, like most people can walk and cycle or jog, not everybody, but you can mix it, or swim. Swimming is great. Exercises like Tai Chi, they're so good for everybody because they're gentle exercise. They teach you breathing, posture. So it's about getting in touch again with, the important thing about starting off in exercise is getting connected to your own body, getting connected to your breathing, your posture, and just starting it to happen again. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Don't put your foot on the throttle for 6 to 12 months. You know what I'm saying?
Why is that?
Because you don't want to kind of push yourself over. You've got to play it safe, because there's so much stress on the body these days that you don't want to overdo it, particularly if your nutrition is not up there. Okay? So just pace yourself gently. The important thing is to get some runs on the board and get some daily routine happening that you can really commit to. That's the important. So keep it simple, keep it gentle, keep it slow. Learn what it means to do it slowly. Learn to slow down. Learn to get in touch with your breathing while you're out there walking or jogging or climbing stairs or swimming or whatever it is you're doing. Try and listen to your breath, because the breathing is like the gearbox. You can change speed, you can change your pace at which you exercise by your breathing, and until your breathing is conditioned and developed, your expectations are going to be not in line with what you can do. You with me? And say, for example, for an average person who's reasonably healthy and reasonably fit, what sort of exercise and how much should they be doing a day? As much as you can do, as much as you're able to do. The more we oxygenate the tissues and give ourselves an oxygen flush, our lifespan improves. The whole of our energy equation is connected to how much oxygen we deliver. And so exercise gives us that. It's our oxygen hit. So the more you can do, but you've got to keep it within your capabilities. And nutrition is directly connected to that. So it's hard to give a general answer for everybody, but keep your nutrition in there happening, and the more your nutrition is up, the more your body will be able to sustain the punishment of conditioning.
And say, for example, for an elite athlete, someone who's training for the Olympics, how much training should they do a day?
Well, there's a fine-tuning exercise for every athlete depending on the sport, depending on, again, on their reserve. Athletes are finely tuned people. They know their systems better than anybody else.
Yeah.
But again, the edge for an athlete, elite athlete, like for anybody, is how optimal their nutrition is.
Yeah.
If their nutrition is right up there and sharp, and it's got an edge, well, they can push their endurance further, and they can push their aerobic and anaerobic fitness to higher levels. Nutrition is where you get the edge. I mean, most elite athletes are putting the conditioning, the hours in. But where they can get the edge over their competitors is what fuel
they put in their bodies.
They're feeding.
And some of them train, say, even 6 to 8 hours. Is it 8 hours a day? They would train that much?
8 hours at the office.
Yeah. Do you ever see any of the athletes in your line of work?
I kind of, you see athletes coming in and out of doctor's surgeries from time to time. But sometimes I meet them in the training circuits and pools and so forth.
And do they inspire you with their amount of training?
Oh, yes, they do. I mean, their training sessions in the water are like 3 hours compared to my 1. Yeah.
And also, do you ever have any contact with bodybuilders, people who do bodybuilding? What are your thoughts on bodybuilding?
Fine, as long as your nutrition is good. As long as your nutrition is keep it evidence-based. I mean, check your facts, check where you're getting your information from. Don't believe everything you hear. Go and test the evidence. And the best evidence I know of is reading people like Colin Campbell, who wrote and directed the China study. That will give you some completely new look at where your nutrition's at. But yeah, for that sort of athlete, that's fine, that kind of exercise, as long as you get your nutrition right. Yeah,
because a lot of them have like powder-based food and egg yolks and eggs and stuff. They're not really concentrating on raw food, plant-based food.
You know, when we get down to the protein requirements of the human body, it's a lot less than what people would have us believe. Yeah. And the quality of the protein needs to be right too.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, we're about to go to a break again.
Thank you.
You're watching NATChat. Stay with us. We'll be back with more very shortly.